Hey World of Vision fans, this is Nashtaters, and welcome back to another episode of War of the Visions. So many of you guys know we got a lot of the serious stuff out of the way finally, and so it's time to move on, getting back to doing what I do, and that is give you guys information, give you guys some entertainment, and maybe give you guys some of my personal opinions on certain things that's going on in War of the Visions. Today is Happy Wednesday because, well, we get free items and it's time for some newer content. And this week does seem like there may be newer content that maybe keep us busy for a while. But then when I looked at it, again, it could be potentially another slow week. Generally speaking, at this point, we should be getting many reruns. But right now, we don't really have too many of them. But we did get access to newer items, newer equipment that's designed for one specific job, and of course, tons of freebies. So let's go ahead and get into all the news. So this week definitely seemed like be one of those weeks that could be filled with a lot of new content, but realistically speaking, there isn't a whole lot to do. We are getting a special event in which we can earn items to level up the Energist and of course the new Blade Master. And so the thing is, you just be doing it to gain some extra Visi ores and of course trying to farm for the brand new item, the glove, right? The dark gloves. So before we get into that, let's go ahead and jump into the summoning banners first. I know there's going to be some free summons and there are going to be perhaps newer things to look at, and we can see if they're going to be good value or not. It looks like the equipment enhancing material are still here to stay. We are still getting free summons. Looks like we're going to get another 7 days worth, it seems like, because the first time we did this, it was set part 1. Now it says part 2. So let's go ahead and begin the video with my free summons. And then I'll actually go over why I should or should not summon for Garble. Oh, whoa. Is it going to be Sakura Day? Looks like it is a unit. Could this be the day I get Sakura? Oh, I got the Ice Wing. So this is the card that increases ice damage. So this will fit nicely with my Gilgamesh, maybe. Actually, it'll probably fit pretty well with even Victoria, because I've been using her quite a bit recently because I have her finished and I'm trying to build her resonances with some of the espers. So here we go, boys and girls. Ladies and gents, Sakura joins the team. It's not Sakura, but it is Raldor. Raldor decides to grace his presence on my main account. Okay. I just realized I didn't have Raldor either. So now I have almost every new... Now I definitely have every unit besides Sakura. I kind of almost jumped out of my seat when I saw that it was a brand new animation. But then I saw the guns and I realized, never mind, that is, of course, as you guys know. And also we're going to be getting the MR guaranteed unit summon banner, in which case you buy the tickets, of course you get a guaranteed UR over time. We can skip usually. These are usually definitely skippable. Cadia. Now a lot of people actually don't like Cadia. I just really like the way she looks. And I think over time, maybe like 2-year mark, maybe I'll finally finish her off. Right now she's definitely not really necessarily needed on my team. Okay, let's talk about the banner. Now this is the reason why I was very hesitant in summoning, because the way the game is designed currently is all the banners are coming out before the big anticipation of 1 year anniversary Final Fantasy X. A lot of folks are actually contemplating about saving most of their Visi ores for that specific situation. Now a lot of content creators have already been covering this topic, but let's quickly spend a couple of minutes on this. One, if you're not going to go after any of those units that are going to need to be summoned, such as Yuna and Oron, and of course 2B, right? A few months down the road, you have to understand you still need a lot of Visi ores to build the free units the games are giving you. If Titus still remains to be free on global, essentially you want to get him to EX25, right? That should most likely be your first unit that everyone should try to contemplate of taking to EX25. So if that's the case, you're gonna need a lot of Viziers to gain a lot of shards for that specific unit during that time frame. The other situation is the other unit that we're going to be getting free potentially with the Nier collaboration. Most likely you're still going to need a lot of Viziers to get that unit to potentially EX25. So that's a lot of Viziers you need to think about. And if you're not going to build those units right away and you're going after a unit, you have to ultimately prepare a lot of units. A lot of Viziers, right? So if that's the case, then you have to understand saving even starting now most likely won't make that big of a difference. However, you need to start saving a lot regardless, because you have to finish those units off if you want them to be viable on your team. So that all being said, essentially all the banners that are coming out before that time, a lot of people are calling them trap banners. I don't really consider them to be trapped, because ultimately we still have the option to decide whether or not we want to summon for them. And they're only traps if you fall for it, right? That's always the way I look at life. They're only a trap if you fall for it. But let's take a look at the drop rate here. As you can clearly see, that the only way you can get Garble is if you summon on the same banner that Elsa is on. Now, a lot of people think Elsa isn't all that great. I haven't personally done enough research to give you my opinion on these two units. But from some of the footage that I've seen, I'm definitely convinced that Garble is a worthy unit to bring all the way up to level 99 if you are given the opportunity to do so. Personally, once I saw the fact that you have to actually summon for him sharing the same banner as the other unit, I decided I must pass. And as you guys saw, most likely I can get this unit somewhere down the road, but ultimately the opportunity cost is lost. I will not have access to all the free shards the game is giving you by simply taking the advantage of trying to summon for him now. As you can see, I can easily get him because of the fact that they're offering guaranteed Garble on step 3 if you spend 6,000 paid Viziers. Personally, I don't think he's worthy of 6,000 paid Viziers. That's essentially throwing $100 at this unit, since you can get this unit almost at any time in the future when the game decides to give you more opportunities to summon for free. And so personally, I know the opportunity cost is lost, but I'm more than willing to sacrifice that over spending $100. Now, if I want a unit, spending $100 perhaps could be definitely worth it, because she is definitely considered one of the top units in the entire game in terms of healing. And as those of you who've been following me on my channel since the beginning knows that I love tanks and I love healing units. So therefore, I have to actually unfortunately pass and go on the route of saving for potentially the future. So that's all I'm going to do for the summons. Let's go ahead and talk about the mock shop. There's some interesting things that we can talk about here, and then finally we'll finish up with the actual shop and see what the changes are. As you can see, I've already started playing the Agitator. You can get 1 Rainbow of Thought, 1 Rainbow Vision Sphere, 1 Azure Imbued, and then of course 1 Gold Imbued. Interestingly enough, you can actually get 1 Challenge Key. Definitely recommend getting those and just kind of save them. And as you scroll down, it's your typical run-of-the-mill, same old. My recommendation is definitely get the Gill Snappers and then buy anything else you feel like you're worthy of your medals. And then in terms of the March medals for the new current banner, there is nothing guaranteed, since essentially this specific banner is definitely geared towards spenders because of the fact that you're guaranteed these units if you spend the 6,000 paid Viziers. And nothing else going on here other than the fact that all the shops have reset, and you can definitely go back and get a lot of these new things such as the rainbow. And as you can see, these are the brand new features. Now you can actually purchase, what? Okay, this hasn't been announced. You can actually purchase outright units, the very first copy for 2,000 friend medals. Wow, Ildyra is essentially free. Guys, Ildyra is free now. Wow, this is, I did not see this coming. So Ketone is free, Mashady is free, and Ildyra is free. So folks, if you're just entering the game, start getting those friends on your list. Let's see what else is new. Arena. Horn Division is absolutely free. This is amazing. Now I can actually finish this card using my arena medals. And let's see what's in the guild. Did they add anything new? Xiza is free! What is going on? Xiza is free, Luartha is free, and Whisper is free. So folks, I must make another video sometime soon talking about how this game is getting more generous and is a great opportunity for beginning players to join the game. So now when you're re-rolling as a brand new player, Xiza no longer needs to be on your radar because you can simply, oh my goodness, I need to tell my fiance this because she's been wanting a Xiza for a very long time. So I'm really glad I actually stumbled. Oh, look at this. They added Moonfang and they added Rockcliffe. And they added these things. Okay, so we talked about before opportunities to gain more of these thoughts. It looks like they're finally adding these, since it does make sense to add them to the rainbow fragments of thought. And by the way, now you get access to 3 as opposed to before where you can only farm 1. So a lot of things to keep in mind when you're farming for these things. And it looks like they got rid of the previous 3 vision cards that were on here before. Unless they're somewhere down here. Nope, they're not. So it looks like they did change the shops. So this is a brand new situation that's going on right now in the game. And yeah, definitely exciting time for those of you who have a lot of stuff hoarded like I have. So it's time to go on a spending frenzy for some of you guys. Now let's go ahead and finish this video with some shop news. One thing is, the countdown has quite a few things. We're going back to one of the original ideas in this game, and that is they allow us to buy rainbow vision spheres for 1 million gold. This is easy pickup. If you need these, like everyone should, pick these up. The Azures, not so much anymore since the game is so generous in terms of giving you tons and tons of those. Now, this is the one part that I just want to touch up on, but I do want to make a separate video talking about this as well. Dark Glove +5 is farmable. Golden Armor +5 now can be purchased. Golden Blade +5 along with Golden Helm. The entire set of golden gear can be purchased for 2,000 viewers. I will go into deep dive in whether or not these are worth it for a beginning player and or even a veteran player later on in a different video. I was going to make to see if the Dark Glove's worth farming for, but now the fact that they're actually offering for 2,000, it does change my mentality of the viewing of whether or not the Dark Glove is worthy of farming. But I just want to point out some of the less obvious things perhaps people are thinking about just outright spending the 2,000 viewers. And I'll go over all that in details and most likely tomorrow's episode of World of Visions. So let's see what else is purchasable. I did already check this. I didn't see any more opportunities to purchase the Azure Fragments of Thought. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to kind of farm that out. Remember, today is water day, so don't forget to pick up your water things. But now that Ildyra is absolutely free, you can definitely save some of your viewers and not spend it on her. This is a new interesting situation. They're giving us every single day an opportunity during the 1-year anniversary countdown to buy equipment materials. Now this, unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure if it's worth it or not, because obviously the Void Mega Crisp is very, very hard to obtain in this game. The only way you can gain it is by doing raids or farming from the Chocobo Expedition, which will take an infinity to farm. So 1,000 free for 200 Void Mega Crisp may seem like a good deal. And the thing is though, if you're not really concentrated on building a lot of UR gear, it may not be really worth that hard-earned 1,000 viewers. And that's going to be the topic of conversation on this Friday Free Thinking episode. And I hope you guys can join me for that when I take a deeper dive and looking at how to best manage your materials potentially as a free-to-play player and the gaps that we're seeing between free-to-play versus spenders. So I think that's all the time for this video. I've covered everything I felt like I needed to cover. I was actually pleasantly surprised to find that new changes are occurring in those metal shops. But the thing was, I don't know if they actually announced it. So I sort of stumbled upon it because generally speaking, I don't check that every single day until before the server reset. So remember, time is your most valuable resource, so spend it wisely. Until next time, take care of yourself and all your loved ones. Nashtaters out here. Take care.